comes from the office of the New York Attorney General's office that they're filing a lawsuit against Donald J. Trump. Tom Winter, investigative reporter for us, joins me now. What can you tell us about this lawsuit?
Hi, Chris. So New York Attorney General Barbara Underwood has filed a petition stating that the Trump Foundation, the charitable foundation, was involved in self-dealing, was involved with paying off legal bills, was involved in making charitable contributions without the approval of their board. The New York Attorney General's office is seeking $2.8 million in fines and restitution, as well as to dissolve the Trump charity. So this is a fairly significant action. In addition, the Attorney General's office says that they are providing a They're providing a referral to the Internal Revenue Service, as well as the Federal Election Commission. And the reason for that is, Chris, is that they say that there were certain donations that were made before the Iowa primary that they've flagged and they're looking into. In addition to that, they're also looking into whether or not the finances and some of the payments that were made were in accordance with what should.
Yeah, where the money went, right? Didn't one of these payments go for a big portrait of Donald Trump himself?
You know, I'm not sure, Chris, 100%, just because this is just coming into us now, whether or not that, and you're right, there was monies that were outlaid for a portrait, whether or not that, in fact, is part of this petition.
Okay, I'm seeing it now, and I have the advantage of having it in front of me in more detail, but that was a $10,000 payment at a charity auction to purchase a painting of Mr. Trump that was displayed at Trump National Doral in Miami. So give us a bigger sense of this. I mean, is this just Donald Trump? I know his kids were also members of the board, so this affects them as well.
Right, it does. And so what is not occurring here is a sort of a criminal referral. In other words, they're not going to try to seek charges necessarily. At least the Attorney General's office isn't going to try to seek charges against the kids or the president himself. Basically, what they're saying is, hey, you ran afoul of the laws as it relates to having a charity. The charity was originated and founded and is being run in New York State, so that's why the New York State Attorney General has jurisdiction over it. And they're saying that you can't do things like that. There are many charities that exist, Chris, to essentially take in money and then to give that money out to other charitable organizations. And the Trump organization, or the Trump Foundation, to be specific, has done that in the past. So that's something that does occur. That's something that they do. That's something that a lot of charities do. They take money or they have money, and then they give it out to other charitable organizations. What you can't do is use it to pay your personal legal bills. You can't use it to pay legal bills that may be associated with your businesses. Now, if you have to pay legal bills for your charitable foundation, that's fine. But basically what they're saying today is that there were a number of expenditures that they've highlighted, and they say that they want to take a look into, and they want to dissolve this charitable foundation.
Tom Winter, thank you for that. I know you'll be reporting for us throughout the day.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.